Okay, so now we're in passage 5 and 6 of still lesson 2, looking at the ghost. Here, the ghost tells Hamlet exactly what's happened, how he was killed. And again, it's worth thinking about: is this an authentic? Is this a real description? This is something that critics, I guess, explore and debate. Now, Hamlet here: "'Tis given out that sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me." Orchard and serpent. Serpent here he's using metaphorically, but it makes us think about Eden and this fall from perfection. So the whole ear of Denmark is by a forged process of my death, rankly. There's that word again. Things grow rank and gross in nature, abused. But know, thou noble youth, the serpent that did stung thy father's life now wears his crown. So the serpent, his uncle, snake. Oh, my prophetic soul, my uncle, that incestuous, that adulterate beast, with witchcraft of his wit, with traitorous gifts. Look, he's the ghost, kind of like Hamlet, fixated on the sexual union of Gertrude. And that he's somehow wooed her and tricked her. A wicked wit and gifts that have the power so to seduce. So somehow she doesn't have agency, that he's deceived her. One to his shameful lust. There we lust. The will of my most seeming virtuous queen. What a compound. Seeming virtuous queen. Is she? Isn't she? Oh, Hamlet, what a falling off was there. But virtue, as it never will be moved, though lewdness court it in a shape of heaven, so lust. But virtue, as it never will be moved, though lewdness court it in the shape of heaven, so lust, though to a radiant angel linked, will sate itself in a celestial bed and prey on garbage. So it seems that sex is demeaning. I mean, that word garbage really sticks out to me. This idea that if lust is told or linked with an angel or something wonderful, it can seem that you're going to a bed of the heavens, but actually be eating garbage. Here we have imagery of deception, of justification, but still repulsion at sex, repulsion with deception, repulsion with the body. The ghost, being distracted, now goes back to his original story. Sleeping within my orchard, my custom always of the afternoon, upon my secure hour, thy uncle stole with juice of cursed Habanon in a vial, a poison. And in the pouches of my ear did pour the leprous distilment, whose effect holds such enmity with blood of man that's swift as quicksilver. That's nice. It courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body, and with a sudden vigor doth posset and curd like eager droppings into milk, the thin and wholesome blood. So did it mine. This pouring in the ear is a interesting. The poison pouring into the ear, orifices, body parts, eyes, nose, smell, ear. All of these are explored in this play all over the place. But this pouring in the ear always makes me think about language and words. How these words themselves are poured into young Hamlet's ears, and how they poison him into thinking of revenge and perhaps madness, leading him to a madness. Thus was I sleeping by a brother's hand, of life of crown of queen at once dispatched, cut off even in the blossoms of my sins. This is important. He's cut off in the kind of flowering of his sins. Unhoused, it must be uncounseled, disappointed, unannaled, no reckoning made, but sent to my account with all the imperfections of my head. Again, with Christianity, if given the opportunity to seek confession or communion, we cleanse the soul so that in death we have a higher likelihood of going to heaven. But he wasn't given that chance. Not given chance. So he himself was filled with all of his sin. Oh horrible, most horrible, if thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. It isn't the throne he's worried about, but it's the bed. It's incest, it's the luxury, it's the disgust and excess of body and sex. And whosoever thou pursuest this act, don't let it taint your mind. Don't poison your mind or go mad, in other words. Nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother. Now it gets really... don't go against your mother either. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that in her bosom lodge, to prick and sting her. Let her own guilt harm her. Let heaven resolve her. Fare thee well at once. Adieu, adieu, Hamlet, remember me. And here we have vengeance, remembrance. What is Hamlet to do? A lot is thrown at him. And please don't go crazy. And don't go for your mom. Don't worry, heaven will take care of her. Her own conscience will prick her. This is a tremendous amount on him all at once. Plus, it's from a supernatural murdered ghost. It's an immense scene. And here we have the end of Act 1, Scene 5, the 6th passage, where Hamlet comes, meets everyone, and talks to them about what he's seen. Oh, all you host of heaven, O earth, what else? What shall I couple hell? Ah, fie, hold my heart, and you, my sinews, grow not instant old, but bear me stiffly up. Remember thee, I, thy poor ghost, while memory holds a seat in this distracted globe. Remember thee. Again, he goes, I will from the table of my memory wipe away trivial fond records, all saws of books, all forms, all pressures past, that youth and observation copied there, and thy commandment all alone shall live within the book and volume of my brain. Remembrance, forgetting, erasure, focus, mixed with baser matter, yes, by heaven, O most pernicious woman, villain, smiling, damned villain. My tables meet it as I set it down, that one may smile and be a villain. What a great image. The smiling villain. The smiling... Again, what passeth show? What's on the outside, what's on the inside. He is a villain. Unless I'm sure, it may be so in Denmark. He writes something. So, uncle, there you are. Now to my word. So he writes down his uncle's name, it looks like. Now to my word. It is adieu. Adieu, remember me. I've sworn it. I've given my word. I've promised. And then these guys come. Never make it known what you have seen tonight. He said that earlier, but swear it. Now it gets a bigger deal. Upon my sword. Okay, promise. It's a... And the ghost voice. Swear. Aha, boy, sayest thou? Art thou there, Truepenny? Come on. You hear the fellow in the cellarage. Consent. Now, this is a drama joke. Because the cellarage, the basement, hell is underneath the stage at the Globe, and that's where the voice seems to be coming. And so there's a kind of joke that's being played. There's consent to swear, never to speak of this that you have seen. Swear by my sword. Swear. Hamlet's becoming a bit manic in his language and demeanor. Again, totally to me understandable. Some critics like T.S. Eliot don't agree, but hic et ubique. Then we'll shift our ground. Come hither, gentlemen. And are you here and everywhere? That's Latin for here and everywhere. Here and everywhere. Because he keeps changing where he is. So Hamlet keeps moving around the stage and swearing in different places. Lay your hand upon my sword. Never to speak of this that you have heard. Swear by my sword. Swear. Well said, old mole. Mole now underground. Canst work in the earth so fast. Underground movement. And I've edited this scene. I've taken out a lot of what the others say. And therefore, as a stranger, give it welcome. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Another hugely, hugely famous line. You see Hamlet's coming to the limits of frustration. Horatio is a philosopher, the palpable, the real, the experienced, the sensed. And here Hamlet is arguing for something much wider. The imagination, the supernatural, dreams, in fact, ghosts, things that go beyond the world of philosophy. But come, here as before, never, so help you mercy, how strange or odd soever I bear myself, as I perchance hereafter shall think meet to put an antic disposition. I'm going to put on a costume. I'm going to act crazed. I'm going to bear myself in a way that will not seem normal. And don't worry about it. No matter how weird I seem, my outward performance of antic disposition, but you, when you see me, you're never gonna say anything. You're never gonna. Don't notice. No winks of knowledge. You don't have anything about what's. And promise. This is swear, he says again. And he says, finally, rest, perturbed spirit. Again, a kind of purgatorial indication. Rest, be at rest. I will do what you're saying. Please leave. The drama is quite remarkable. Here we get Hamlet's wordplay, his shock, his confusion, his manic energy. He explains to us how he's going to be, how it's on purpose, consciously. And we see a sense of his friendship with Horatio, but also now his withdrawal and his distance from him as well. We have the drama, we have the past, we have haunting, we have disgust, a preoccupation with the sexual nature of the crimes. All of this now leads us to the next stage, which is, okay, with this knowledge, what's he going to do?